Hey guys, what's up? David here. Hey, I wanted to share a quick little secret with you about a program that JEA doesn't advertise regularly. What this is there's an application you can fill out here in Jacksonville. This is a physical application that allows you to get a 30% credit back to your water bill. And it's super easy to fill out. Like I've got all the steps here. You'll see on the screen. I'm going to walk through this with you guys. But basically, what it is if your neighborhood was permitted and developed, by an engineer. And your almost every neighborhood in Florida does this, by the way, so this isn't rare. But if it goes down a curb, drains into a stormwater inlet, and then eventually gets piped to a pond, a low depression in your neighborhood or maybe in the center of your neighborhood, that's what this is. This allows you to apply for a credit if your neighborhood does that. And everybody in the neighborhood is allowed to do this. I don't know why they don't advertise it, probably because, it's 30% credit, but we gotta get as much as we can out of these guys, right? So today I'm going to walk through this and just kind of show you how to fill this out. There's a few little steps, but all of these are really common in my world, as I do developments. But this is just something that I try and help my friends out. So first things first, obviously you got this application. I sent you a link to it, or these steps. And so what you want to do is you first want to go and download the application from JEA here, right? So click the link. It takes you over here to the application. Just go ahead and download it as a PDF, and I'll cruise through it here in just a second. We'll walk through what you need to fill out. But get the application, save it on your computer, and put it somewhere safe. The next step is to visit the St. Johns River Water Management District. Um, what St. Johns River Water Management District is every watershed in Florida is managed by a federal permitting agency. So you'll see this green line here. This is ours. And so if you click on the link, it's going to take you to a regulatory permit search that landscape architects and engineers and us, we all use this regularly, but it allows you to submit permits for developments within this watershed, right? So this is all the water that drains through the ground goes into this watershed, and this is the permitting agency for that watershed. And so the application is going to ask you for, if I can find it. Yeah, it's down here. There's a permit number that you're going to need to find. And so what this will allow you to do is pull up all the information on your neighborhood, and then everything to do with the permit that was submitted for that neighborhood. So let me cruise in. At least I'll use mine as an example where we live. Come all the way in here to Mandarin. Find Hood Landing. Okay, so here's my neighborhood, right? This green box. And so I'll click on environmental resource, click on this, and you'll see it'll bring up Jeremy's Landing subdivision. It'll tell you the application number, a lot of goodies. Um, this is really all you need, but it's kind of fun to cruise in and download the rest of this stuff. I don't know if you guys care about this stuff, but I'm going to show you anyway. So you click on documents, and what it's going to do is bring up everything that was submitted. My neighborhood was done back, I think, in the mid 80s. I think it's 85, if I remember right. And so these guys have been around a long time, of course. And anytime we do development, we have to submit this information. So yeah, here it is, 1985. It's got the drawings, it's got the cover letter for the permit, all the information that you want for your neighborhood. And what it ends up doing, I'm not going to download it here, it's already have it. It brings up the original permit so you can see who submitted it and all the details and calculations and stuff. So you can kind of nerd out if you're into that thing. And then also the plans, which is kind of fun. It has a permit number down here as well, and then all the different plan sets. So this is like a typical, civil engineering landscape architecture set, and it shows your original neighborhood. So how cool is that? It shows all the storm drains and everything works. And of course, you can find your individual lot or wherever it is. But every project in Jacksonville should have this. I mean, I've never found a neighborhood that doesn't have this. But point is you'll find all these plan sets, and so that's basically one of those next steps. And then the last one is to visit JaxGIS and get your real estate number. The application is going to want you to fill out this RE number, real estate number. And if you've never done this, another really cool little tool is you'll head over here to JaxGIS, just Google it. You'll see all these little links over here. You can click on Duval City Planning, and it brings you to a map in Duval here. And of course, you don't know any of this information, so it's easiest to find it just by searching on the map. So you can zoom in. I'll just use my neighborhood again as an example. And there's my little stormwater pond right there. You can click on any property you want, right? You can click around and just see information on who owns it and yada yada. But I'll use mine as an example. So here it is. And here's the real estate number. And so you can see, there's my name, the address and everything. And if you want, when you click on it, it takes you over to the property appraiser's website and you can see all the details on the property, which is really cool. So yeah, that's how you find the real estate number that they're going to ask for in the application. And so once you have all that information, man, you're dangerous. You're about to get yourself a 30% credit. So again, it's just the application name. There's not going to be any organization because you're yourself. You provide your phone number. There's really no preparer name. You're the preparer, so you don't need to fill that out. There's the real estate number. Development name, of course, it's on the application, right? So, I'm in Jeremy's Landing, so whatever your subdivision name is. Total number of parcels is just your own. You're not submitting for multiple properties unless you own multiple properties in a neighborhood. But yeah, typically if it's just your own site, it's just going to be one there. So that's your site. And then the permit number, which comes from the permit number that you saw on the application. So that's this guy right here. Boom. And that's it, gang. That's going to get you your credits. Obviously check the box saying you are who you are and submit it. There's more directions down below you can read through. I would ignore this line. I don't know why that's there. It says that you're not grounds for awarding a credit is if you're served by a sewer or septic. Every property's served by a sewer or septic, so I don't know what that means. It doesn't matter because the application went through, so whatever. But yeah, and so as long as the stormwater is, regulated, which it should be, and approved and developed by an engineer, stamped by an engineer, and maintained by the JEA in the city, which they do, you'll get this credit in perpetuity. So if it ever disappears off your bill, that means they've discovered that something's wrong with your stormwater system, and they do that for everybody in the neighborhood. They cancel the application for everybody. And you got to resubmit. It's very rare that happens, but whatever. So again, the gentleman in my neighborhood, he's an engineer, worked for the Corps for 35 years. He's been here since 1990, and he says he's been getting this credit since then. So yeah, feel free to submit that sucker and get your 30%, guys. So hope that helps. And obviously just, send me a message or something. I can walk you through this if needed. But all right, go get it. Nice talking with you guys. See ya.